I've been reading a lot of news coverages and watching certain segments on TV, and the media has really got this woman Toya Graham out here really, demonstrating certain things that are not good for our people. And she was the one that was involved in the infamous video that's been going on with her disciplining her son for being out there doing the protest. I don't know, they claim he was throwing rocks or whatever, but um, she basically went out there and disciplined him. And I did a video the other day, and I didn't agree with how she went about doing that because, first of all, everything that's going on right now, whether it's the news coverage, whether it's people calling her a single parent mother or ghetto or just everything that's going on, the tactics that the media is using to use that to basically deflect away from the real issue that's going on. I knew all that was going to happen, and that's why when I saw her do that on television and I saw the way the media jumped on board with that, I had an issue with it. Now, I didn't come down that woman because, I understand that, she was a mother and she wanted to go out there and basically protect her son. I know where her heart was. But at the same time, she gave off the wrong message, not only to her son, but to the media. And she's been going around the different talk shows and everything. And, I saw a picture today of, I believe his name is Ryan Cooper, Toya Graham, her son, and her daughter. A very beautiful family. But of course not including Ryan Cooper, but they have a very beautiful family. And from what I'm taking away from everything and just listening to things and observing, it seems like this is a single parent household and she is doing everything by herself. And tell from the picture that this young man, he was like, this is some bullshit. You could just tell from his body language and his face expression that he really didn't want to take the picture, and he probably is feeling some type of way about everything that's just going on with this whole situation. And somebody sent me a link to, I think, one of these little shows. I don't know if it was The View or one of these shows where the women talk about certain issues that are going on, and they happen to have Toya Graham and her son on there. And one of the women made a comment saying, how does it feel to get your ass whooped on TV? And I found that to be highly, not only unprofessional, but highly disrespectful to that young man. And this is why, I wish there was a father somewhere within this situation, because a father with a good head on his shoulder and understand what's going on, and that is the leader of his household, would have handled this in a different type of way. But she came out and she asked him that question, which I thought was disrespectful. But he went ahead and answered it, and he was like, at the time, I was embarrassed about it, but I see that my mom is just trying to take care of me, and she's trying to just protect me and be concerned for me. And everybody started clapping and everything because that's what they wanted to hear him say. He said exactly what they wanted to hear him say. Now, if I was this boy's father, I would have said, okay, son, go out there, do their little funky ass interview or whatever. But when they ask you that question, you already know what's going to come. They're going to get the perspective from the young man. I would have said, okay, say how you feel. Say that you understand that, your mother was being concerned for you and she just wanted the best for you and didn't want to see you get hurt. But also you bring up why you out there. Also you bring up how this is not to deflect away from the situation, the real issue that's going on. And I wouldn't go out there, or even if I was out there, I wouldn't speak for my son. I let him be a man and speak for himself. But see, this cat he doesn't have that around. And that's where the problem lies. And then you have his mother that is basically playing right into the media's hands, doing exactly what they want her to do. Going on all these talk shows, basically letting everybody, cheer her on and kiss her ass and everything. And any other time, single black woman, especially with her imagery. And I'm not saying nothing is wrong with the way this woman look. You look the way you want to look, but she looks like a black, a sister from the neighborhood. Now, any other time they'd be calling her, ghetto, or unfit parent, a slut, etc., etc. All these negative terms and stereotypes they like to put on black single mothers. But see, when she went out there and basically gave cover to those police and started disciplining her son so that in front of everybody so the media can camera it and get it on film and display it all across the world, she's praised. Why? Because the media looks at it, oh, this black woman, she keeping this little nigga in check. She's out here. We're gonna push this because we're gonna push that, coming out here and being aggressive, protesting and standing up for your rights is not the thing to do. You Negroes need to go home or to the church and go pray. You need to hope and wish upon a star that things get changed. So when she came out there in front of everybody and did that, they loved it. Because they figure we can use that and we can broadcast it all across the world, and maybe some other mothers will go out there and take away the the young warriors that are out there that's trying to make a change. And I understand we got productive and we got unproductive people that are out there, but it's a lot of young cats, that are in high school or young adults or in the late 20s or whatever that have the energy to really make a change and are tired of seeing the same thing going on and on and on. So when I look at everything that's going on and how the media is kissing this woman's ass and trying to project this story out to the masses, basically to get black folks to be very docile, stop the young cats from going out there and really making a stance because they know that's very dangerous. When you get the young folks involved, now you're dealing with something. So when I'm watching everything that's going on, and I knew this was gonna happen, and this is why I had an issue with her going out there and doing that. Now, what she should have done, she should have went out there, located her son, pulled his ass to the side and said, you know what, I don't want you out here. I don't want young brother was throwing rocks. Don't throw no damn rocks because the minute you throw a rock at them, they'll swear to God that you didn't shot a bullet at them. I don't want you over here. I'm not saying don't protest. I'm not saying that you can't come out here and make a stand, but I don't want you in this particular environment. That's how she should have handled the situation. But when you come out there and you basically moving off of emotions and and I understand, like I said, I understand she's a mother, but when you go out there in that manner, and when you go out there, it's cameras out there. This whole incident right here is being broadcast all across the U.S. It's cameras out there. People are watching. So when you go out there in that manner, you setting yourself up. You're setting yourself up for the media to use this against you and against the black community. Then I was sitting back, I was watching something about an hour or two ago, and you had Michelle Angela Davis. She made a comment, a highly disrespectful comment towards this woman, saying she shouldn't have been out there because she's unemployed and it was in the middle of the day. What was she doing out there? And I like to ask Michelle Angela Davis, what the hell does that have to do with the overall situation? Are you saying that because she went out there in the middle of the day or because she's not employed, she doesn't have the right to be concerned about her child? And it was just an ignorant ass statement. But you see, people are coming out, left and right, and saying a lot of ignorant stuff. And I knew all this was gonna pop off. It was written. History repeats itself. But black folks, we have to be very mindful about the images that we display out in the public for the media to see and the things that we say. We have to be mindful about that. And if it's, a man around, this family here, somebody that knows what's going on, get involved. Tell this sister to fall back. Stop going on these shows. Stop giving the media a reason to display this out to the public to try to conform and convey other things through the black community's mind. But like I said, a lot of you guys wanted my opinion on what's been going on with Toya Graham, and she's being very excessive with these interviews. Go sit down. Cool. We congratulate you. You went out there, you did what you felt like you wanted to do at the moment, and you went out there and you got your son. Now go sit down. You don't need to go on all these different shows for people to kiss your ass because they're basically using you to push their agenda. But you guys give me your feedback on what's been going on. But this is wild, and I wish this woman would just sit down and stop playing into this Mother of the Year war. Because if this was a total different situation, they'd be calling her a ghetto ass single black woman. I mean, I see women. I grew up in a single parent house. I seen women all the time, do this with their children. I'll give you guys a quick story before I get out of here. I remember when I was living in Inglewood. For you guys that are not familiar with Inglewood, California, that's pretty much a blood territory. It's nothing but bloods in the city of Inglewood. And, I had a homeboy, joined the gang and everything. I looked at him like, yo, dog, what are you doing? Because, I knew this cat from a youngin'. I knew his family. I knew his mother. And I said, if your mother find out that you doing this, she gonna get in your ass. Because, his mother and my mother were, pretty much neck and neck as far as the way that they handle things. I just was smart enough, not to indulge in a lot of negativity. All my mother had to do was look at me. And I knew, I gotta get my shit together. But he decided to go out there and join Inglewood family. For you guys in LA, y'all know about Inglewood family. And word got around, mother got a hold of him, whooped his ass. Came out there with a big ass leather. I'm talking about one of them Kunta Kinte slavery belts. Came out there and whooped his ass in front of the gang, in front of me, in front of everybody that was out there. So this happens all the time. This is nothing new. You got a lot of single parents, black mothers and fathers, because that's something they don't talk about. You got a lot of single parent fathers out here that do this every day. But I forgot. When she goes out there in front of the media, and when black folks are out there protesting, and she put them in line, all of a sudden, yeah, we need to push this because this is going to get all the other Negroes intact. This is going to make all the other young warriors stand down. Think about it. Give me your feedback if you want.